It's just do what you feel when you feel like it, if you feel like it.
That may be to some people quite shocking.
What's shocking? To do what you feel when you feel like it, when you feel like it, if you feel like it.
Jesus Christ, I swear to God I'm not on Adderall. I swear to God I don't do lines. I promise I don't. So weed versus antidepressants. Has anybody in your life ever said to you, you know what, I really have like mental issues, I have mental problems, but I just smoke weed? Like, yes, I may be depressed, I may do this, I may be anxious, but I just smoke weed, like it helps me a lot. Has anybody ever said that to you? That's been said to me countless times. And I've only heard bad about antidepressants. So already we have like opposing sides. When I told people I'm going on antidepressants, when I said I have an interest in antidepressants, all I heard was negative. Weed seems more holistic, while like medicine, antidepressants, Zoloft, Lexapro, etc., are like the bad medicine. But yeah, so in high school, I was, not till the end, I was a big stoner. My senior year of high school, like, and at first I really didn't like weed. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I took it, I was like, oh, I fucking hate this. And then one day, I had a weed birthday party, and I did it kind of ironically, because I was not a pot, I don't smoke weed, I didn't smoke weed, I didn't even like smoking weed. And it was my 18th birthday, and my family is like, we're big stone, like, we all love weed. So my family was like, okay, cool, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So we got a globe and we basically hotboxed the globe, but it was kind of like a bit for me because I wasn't really into it. So even during the party, I was like, I wasn't smoking that much weed. I didn't really get super high during the party. I had a really good time though. And then after I had like this huge edible, and I was fine with taking it because I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm gonna take this, like, the weed doesn't affect me as it affects other people. I thought I was different. I was like, I'm a different person, I'm different, I'm just gonna take this bitch. So I took that bitch, and I took it. I remember in my I was in theology class, and I didn't feel anything. Like, I did not feel anything at all. I didn't feel anything until I got home. I was like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then it hit about like 4 hours later in a crazy way. I get home, I go into my bathroom, and I like look at the mirror, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I remember saying to myself, because I remember it was in slow motion for me, I was like, oh, I'm way too high. I remember saying that because I started like looking at things, and I was like, and my reality was like glitched up. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was kind of freaking out. I was like, okay, because I've never felt this before. So I just like make some food. I forgot what I was eating. It was like some Trader Joe's like delicious like frozen treat. I was like, I'm about to pounce down on this. So I turned on The Sopranos, and I'm like, yeah, I'm eating. And then I realized I started to get this thought in my head. I'm like, I'm like way too high, and I'm chewing on this shit. And I'm like, what if I forget how to like swallow and I die? And I had to stop eating because I like keep freaking myself out. That's when it, like, I don't ever get anxious until I get like super high. So I was like, what the fuck? The light was too much. I greened out like first time. So the light was too much, everything was too much. I got super fucking anxious. Everything just started to be very weird and derealized. Like, I didn't see I wasn't hallucinating, but it was just like very like, what the fuck, you know? Like, this isn't real. This is not real. It felt very much like a dream. I remember searching on Google like how to get less high. I was like, oh my god, I'm about to die, like, please somebody save me. And then I was like, and I started drinking water, and I read, it was like, eat some more. I was like, I fucking can't eat, I'm gonna die if I eat. Like, I can't eat right now, I'm telling you, I can't eat. So I'm like, okay, I'm sleepy. I feel a little bit sleepy, thank god. So I go on my top bunk, because I have a bunk bed, because, well, like, I like to have fun, I like to have fun. Okay, so I put on Trixie and Katya, and I remember going under my bed, because I have like a 5-foot fucking beanbag under my bed. It's way too fucking big. It doesn't fit in my room. It's just too fucking big. Like, dozing off. And I kid you not, like, I sleep for the rest of the day and was still like a little bit high the next day. So, and I was like, I'm never gonna do that again. Did it again the next week, like, because I loved it. Like, I didn't love it, but it's just like, it was weird for me, and I started to really heavily smoke weed after that. The one side effect that I kind of hate about the weed was like the derealization, which I don't think I have a lot. I didn't have a lot before, but now I definitely have a lot of that. And I was like, is this because I'm mentally ill, or is this because I started smoking weed and like taking massive fucking monster edibles where I'd be high for 2 days? I don't know. But yeah, so ever since then I've been dabbling, and sometimes I'll use it if I go to like a social event and I want to be a little bit looser, or I just want to be looser in general. So that's my experience with weed up until now. Like, I've just been, you know, dabbling. I still love it. I don't think I would qualify as a stoner. I don't think I smoke enough, but I like weed. And then my experience with antidepressants, like I said, people have told me they've had negative experiences, they don't like it, you shouldn't take it, it makes you dulled out. People are saying they can't make jokes, like they're just, it takes their spice away. That's what I think I was scared of, they would take my spice away. So I did it anyway because I was like, if this can help my anxiety, I need to try it out. Like, I need to figure it out, because even though I smoke weed, that doesn't really help me that much. Like, I can't lie, it doesn't really help me that much, and it makes me fucking stupid. Like, I hate weed and I hate substances sometimes. Like, it's fun as fuck, but it dulls you out a bit, so it makes you a little stupid. Like, I can be giggly this or that, but I just don't like it because it just dulls me out. It doesn't sharpen me. Like, I can't smoke a little bit and then take a test. Only if I smoke it. And I don't want to promote anything. I'm just like telling you my experience. I'm not promoting it. I'm not promoting any medicine. I'm not a doctor. So I had it prescribed to me for my general anxiety and my depression. And that's what I know that I have at this moment. The thing that bothers me the most, actually, it's not so much my anxiety or social anxiety, it's actually my intrusive thoughts. Like, and I had somebody tell me that, you know, the antidepressants for them dulled out their like intrusive and thought loops, and I was like, well, fuck, I want to try these things. Like, if people told me good things and people tell me positive, and honestly the positive weighs out the negative. Like, for me, I was like, well, if I try it, I don't like it, if I feel bad, I'll just get off of it. But if I feel good and all these things do work, then that's like my higher positive for me, so I have to try it. So I get prescribed it and I'm taking it. I don't take it very consistently and I haven't been good about it, but somewhat from what I've been taking, from what I know, like from the little of what I've taken, it does dull out my negative thoughts and it does dull out my anxieties. It kind of, sometimes I can be too emotional, like make me go fucking insane, and I'm very obsessive. I've not been diagnosed with OCD, but I share a lot of traits with OCD, obsessive behaviors, and my obsessive behaviors, my intrusive thoughts, like that's kind of what I'm into. Yeah, that's my group. So it has helped when I've taken it with the intrusive thoughts, and also being less emotional and being like less obsessive over things. So for 1 week, I'll be smoking weed as substitute for the antidepressants, and for 1 week I'll be taking the antidepressants and see which one I like more, and I'll tell you the results, because I know people from each sides that use each to deal with. So, for antidepressants to work, you have to be taking them for 2 weeks, and then you start to see results. So far, this week has been really fucking good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying life right now, and I don't know if it's the antidepressants or the sun, maybe a combo of both, but I just feel really good. Less negative thoughts and more me being able to not being obsessive over my conversations, and also stop being like this is gonna go bad, or this is, I'm more able to like speak to people properly, and you know, I'm a better conversation. I'm better with talking to people, which I found, and it's just like less obsession, less obsessive thoughts, and less, I had a feeling like, and I remember this feeling because I don't know if anybody relates to this, but often I would just feel kind of gross and disgusting. I don't know, like I would be living my daily life and I would just be kind of disgusted with myself, or just feel really bad about myself just randomly, and I get that less so. Like, I don't really get that. So intrusive thoughts are better, everything is much better. But like I said, I'm exercising, I'm going out, I'm being outside, like it's a combination of everything.
be hard to trust, even hard.
Fuck.
Biting bullets, truth be hard to look at when it's sitting in your face.
But sometimes the increase in serotonin can make you have a loss of appetite. So that's what I have when I just don't really have a taste for anything, and when I do eat, I eat a couple bites and then I'm like, which is, it's fine, but I would like to eat more. You know what, I get full quickly, and then I'm like, okay, I need more. Then I need more quickly. So, I don't know, but anyway.
When I shouldn't, it'd be hard to trust, even harder.
My nose will not stop fucking running. Went on a date yesterday, my nose wouldn't stop running. It was so, like, I'm so fucking embarrassed by it. Like, you know when you overcompensate and you start to ramble and you're like, I'm very embarrassed by this. And it's like, would it be better for me to just shut up? Yes, probably. But if I don't get meta about this, if I'm not like, oh, haha, if I don't make a joke about it, like, it's literally gonna be in my brain. So I don't know if it's better for me to not joke about it or to joke about it and be like mad and be like, oh, like, haha, like, I'm, like, my nose is blowing a lot. Like, I have to reference, I don't know why I feel the need to reference the bad in the moment. Like, I have to be like, if I'm in an elevator, I'm like, what if this bitch crashed? Like, I have to say something like that. I don't know, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like maybe it's not so bad.
Truth be hard to look at when it's sitting in your face. I ignite the pain, cause these niggas is depraved. Stuck inside my ways, feeling something like a cage. Think I might erase the mistakes I might have made. Niggas change like the weather. I ain't have no sweater. Writing everything I know when the bowl let it sipping, cause it go better. I be tripping. Still I'm by my dolly on a mission. My missing, try and get it back.
Honestly, that was a really good experience for the flight. Like, I knocked out. That was perfect. She on this plane, like, I had like cookie crumbles on my nose. It was, yeah, but luckily, thank God. I got really scared for a second because I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, greening out on a plane is probably the worst thing ever, because if you freak out too much, you're gonna be like, that motherfucker is not a real girl. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I don't think I could have that in the dorm. I don't think I could have that in the dorm. Here's my like quick synopsis of the male and female fragrance. The male fragrance kind of smells like musk and like
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Jamoni went on a date and proceeded to think about it way too long, and how she believes she bombed it. Personally, I think she's a narcissist. This also seems to be an unrealized side effect of her not taking her antidepressant. She soon realizes this and has to start taking her antidepressants because it is also the week before her period. The week before her period makes her believe that maybe Sylvia Plath had a point when she put her head in that oven.
This video is sponsored by Jamoni. It's not, but it's a delicious little beverage that I love to drink and put in my mouth. Do you have anything you like to put in your mouth?
This is a song about girls, New York City pretty girls. I come from a different world, where the water gets brown from the pine trees. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out girls. Do I like them? Do they like me back? I fell in love with the girl, at least there's something like that, but I can't be sure. How are you sure if you never tried?
Alright, that was a fucking journey, to say the least. Okay, so weed makes me think more, which is like interesting, like definitely, because I think of myself as like a creative type, an artist type, or whatever. So like weed makes me think a lot, well, not a lot more, but just makes me think more out of the box and more interestingly, like the thoughts are more complex in terms of like all over the place, which I like. I like that weed can get you there and allows your mind to go in different places. I like the effects of certain drugs to a certain, like, I'm not really like big into drugs, but things like weed and psychedelics in the sense of they like expand your mind and it feels good to be almost on a different layer at times. I really think that's interesting. But on the other hand, the thing about that is I get really bad obsessive and intrusive thoughts. So sometimes if I'm high all the time, I can't really choose I can't really choose those obsessive thoughts. You understand? Like, so I can't really choose to be like, no, I don't really want this thought, because if I'm high all the time, like, I can't choose my thoughts. And sometimes the thoughts are just, they just make my intrusive thoughts like more fucked up. Like, yeah, the complex thoughts, the complex intrusive thoughts, you thought they were fucked up before, now they're really interestingly fucked up. They're fucked up in a very interesting way. I don't really like constantly being high, so it's not really effective for me to swap out one for the other or use weed as a substitute. But also, the thing is, with different amounts of weed, it affects you differently. So like, it's so, and it also with different periods and whatever you're going through, the shit affects you differently at different times. And then the weed, you have to be very specific of how much you take, because certain highs are bad and certain highs are good. So it's just like, maybe, here's what I'm thinking. If I ever were to do it, it would have to be like, it would have to be a controlled amount that I take every day. Like 1 milligram of gummy, 1 milligram of oil, something like that. Consistently, I think would be better. But even that, I'm just like, I'm good on that. Like, what I usually do, actually, like, to be real, is I take antidepressants during the week, and then the weekends I don't, because sometimes I drink on the weekends, and I like drinking on antidepressants is a no-go. Like hangover real no good. Like hangover no good. Like I get like a 30-year-old's hangover when I do that. I get like a 30-year-old's hangover that drunk like 4 Locos and like a tequila and like tequila shots. That's the hangover I get. So no. But the biggest thing for me that makes me have a better appreciation for the antidepressants is just like the lessening of obsession. So for me, it gives me a sane mind that I don't really have when I'm smoking weed. So it gives me an ounce of sanity, my Lexapro, that I've never really gotten before. Like, I've always been very anxious, and it just gives me it gives me a better sanity and a normality that I haven't had before. And I just like it. Like, that ounce of normal that I have. I've never experienced that before. Like, like for me, that was really very much like life-changing. While I will not recommend any medication like whatsoever, I'm not a doctor. Like, go talk to your therapist if you're thinking about going on Lexapro. Do not. I just wanted to do a little experiment for myself and for the people. But yeah, it's interesting. I like doing this. It was fun. But yeah, so for me, Lexapro mixed with mindfulness, good eating, good intention makes me feel a lot better than weed has, like, ever. Like, well, not like in my day-to-day life. I was skateboarding and I kept focusing on how loud it was. I felt as though I was disturbing this quiet suburban nuclear family habitat. What I love about New York is I never feel like that. In New York, it feels like I'm simply just a part of this ecosystem. And in this, like, I had a bit of hatred for Ohio. I don't want to be around white Republican families awaiting grooms and brides. I want to be around some people that look like me, some people who act like me, degenerates, people who want me. I want to be fucked up on 14th Street. I want to be high as shit in a park. I want to chain smoke until I fall over. I want shitty artificial greatness. I want her. I want him. I want so much that Ohio could never give me. But thank God for Ohio, because it has already given me what I needed.